Peace. I just wanted to make a quick video, and I wanted to talk about something that's really prevalent. I'm sorry. I was just relaxed. I didn't expect to come on this quickly. Something that's really prevalent in the Matrix. So I'll wait until some people check in, kind of, sort of. Yeah, I just got my purple glasses. I got some special ones. So I find it really interesting that I want to make a video like this today. Yeah, you know, all our family members are rocking the purple glasses, you know, and answers of Prince. But that's a whole another conversation. So I want to talk about pedophilia in the Matrix and tonight's show. I wasn't going to do tonight's show. I was feeling just a little off with the energies lately. But it's very important for us, as I'm getting a lot of intel, and it's really sad. And, you know, I guess because I made a video about sodomy and anal tantra, it really touched a lot of chords. It really you know, a lot of people were triggered by that conversation, and it's quite tragic, the revelations that I've, you know, just in the last couple of days that I've made, talking to others, talking to mothers, talking to men who've been traumatized and who've not talked about it. And I felt like this conversation is necessary, and it's going to be difficult. So I plan to do it, and I'm okay to do it because, again, like I said, I'm a mother. So because of that, I'm more motivated to do things and speak on behalf of children based on the fact that, and this type of content based on the fact that I have an investment in our future. I have an investment in the children in our future. I have an investment in the healthy homeostasis of the families in our future. So anyway. So we're going to get in tonight on pedophilia, and like I said last time, you know, when I was discussing, we're going to get in all the aspects. I'm going to actually discuss why celebrities are also, you know, adopting melanin-dominant children from certain remote places in Africa, specific tribes, specific regions that they're doing this, that, you know, why they're doing it, and what is the motivation, and what are they going to reap from doing it, you know. We're going to get into that tonight on Aquarius Rising 9th Gate. Like I said, I wasn't going to do the show tonight. I was kind of like going to take off because I'm trying to focus on... I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I ended up getting off live stream. So, sorry family about that. Sometimes that happens. The phone rings and I don't know how to get it back. So, okay, so listen. Why do I not have... This is interesting. I'm looking to see I'm on live stream. Okay, so I'm back. All right, so listen, I don't know where your comments are. This is another thing that's happening lately. The comments are not show comments. Why is it not showing comments? Okay. I'm sorry, family. I'm not wondering why it's not showing. Are you commenting and I'm not seeing it? It's interesting. If you're commenting, I don't see it, and I'm not quite sure why. Okay, I'm not going to make this long. So again, I'm going to get into a conversation tonight on Aquarius Rising 9th Gate about the occultists, why they're adopting little brown babies all over the planet. I'm going to get into harvesting of organs. There's going to be a very difficult conversation tonight, why sodomy is being utilized to, you know, create, you know, mind controllable adults, and to also alter one's sexuality, to make them more permissible for mind control and for being dominated and, you know, imprinted with, you know, ideology that would not be the natural homeostasis of a human being. So we're going to, you know, and we're going to talk about Pizzagate. You know, one of my Swedish friends, big up Sweden, one of our friends from Sweden, you know, months ago had said, you know, FleurBrun, talk about Pizzagate. And I was like, okay, I'll touch on it. But I really didn't feel like speaking about it. I almost felt like talking about it. And this is how they get away with what they do. Talking about it would allow for more of that. You know, I almost feel like, you know, you put too much emphasis on something. But we're going into the age of Aquarius. We haven't entered yet, but we're entering the age of Aquarius where everything has to be revealed. And, you know, I really commend Corey Feldman for coming out. He did speak about that years ago. And again, this is a being who had partook in a lot of these ritual type of, you know, and was altered by some of the sexual depravities of Hollywood. okay? And he's speaking as an adult. And, you know, a lot of people say, well, why? Because we've seen him at parties. You know, a lot of industry people, because I know a lot of people, and I've been to some industry parties. A lot of industry people will say, you know, they criticize him for talking about it now, but at the same point, why are you criticizing someone who then becomes a parent? Usually people change. Listen, being a parent usually changes you hopefully for the better. I wouldn't say, I can't speak for everyone. And again, look at this. Obviously this topic is not something that those want to be discussed. So let me take my glasses off. There we go. So I can see you a little better. My hair's a little messy. I just washed my hair. I'm going out. So listen, yeah, sometimes I look at you in glasses and I always feel like a robotoid when I'm with my glasses. I just do it because I can feel things. That the violet glasses, I got violet. They really do something different. The red ones had me seeing fairy. Let me tell you, red ones work. These purple ones I just got, and I ordered them special, and they're doing something different. They're making me want to do something different, which is interesting. Anyway, that's just my take on it so far. I can't see comments. If you're commenting, I don't even know that you're there because it's saying bad connection, what have you. So I wanted to make a quick thing. So what was I talking about? Industry parties. Industry parties, a lot of times you go to them and you know people are partaking in sex. Like, the first time I knew... Listen family, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I can't see your comments, I don't know why, but just listen to me. The first time I knew that I grew up in Mount Vernon, New York. Big up to Mount Vernon. Money earned in Mount Vernon. Many of you know me. It's Westchester County. It's like the suburb around New York City. I grew up around people who were some of wealth, regular people. It's a combination platter, but there were people of color who are from wealth, usually lived in Westchester County. So the first time I went to a party and I saw brown people doing cocaine was, I don't know, how old was I? I think it was after high school. Yeah, I think it was after high school. I had no clue that brown people did heavier drugs other than marijuana. Call me naive, or maybe it's just the people I was exposed to at the time, or maybe they didn't let me know, but I didn't know people of color did things like cocaine or heavier drugs or LSD and all that other stuff until I was at my first party. I think I was first year, a little bit in college, maybe second, third year in college, and I went to a party. I was invited to a party. It was really cool. It was like an industry party. Remember I told you I've been in a world for a certain time, and I used to hang out downtown. I used to take pictures too, freelance pictures for people. So anyway, I went to a party and seen this guy doing cocaine, and he had like a little bottle. I guess that's how they held it back in the days. I don't know. Like a little bottle or something. I don't know what you call them. Like a little bottle. Looked like a little brown bottle. And he took a little contraption and was snoring up his nose. I was like, oh. I was stunned. I seen it on TV, but when he did it, I didn't quite know what he was doing. So he did that in front of me, and then he asked if I wanted it, and I just said no. And he looked at me a little stunned, because I guess I was supposed to say yes, or maybe he thought maybe he's never had a woman or a girl say no before. I don't know. And that's when the first time I got wind that was an alternative. There was an alternative world that was going on in the industry, and he was just a DJ at the industry party. And then later on, I've gone to industry parties where you see like mounds of cocaine on a table, like a mountain of cocaine on a table, and the people are like putting them in designs and whatnot, and you have all kinds of people. When I tell you, I'd never seen people say no other than myself, because I wasn't down like that. Remember, in my past life, I used to be an addict. In my past life. So fortunately in this life, I kind of, hi, how are you? Fortunately in this life, I guess because I was an addict, I came into a body, and I came into a world where it wouldn't even be permissible for me to be an addict. My propensities don't even allot that. Even if I wanted to try it, it wouldn't allot for me to have addiction. I guess it's purposefully done so I can see addicts as they are. So anyway, go to industry parties, and then you see people doing weird, depraved things with their penises, groping on women, and you will see occasionally at these industry parties young children. Now listen, family, I don't want to say too much. We'll talk about it on the show, but you will see children sometimes at these, it's not always the case, and there'll be children of celebrities, but you will occasionally see young children or children in the industry. Young, when I say young, I say like, what's the youngest? I've seen babies. I'm being honest. I've seen like once or twice, like somebody had a baby, and the baby wasn't involved in it, to my knowledge. But you know, somebody just had a baby. Sometimes you'll see them. They'll bring them out to a party at night. That's not uncommon, but I don't see that normally. But you'll see like an 11 or 12-year-old who's on television, who's like one of the celebrities, and they'll be at the party. It's amongst adults who are inebriated and high, and then you see them disappear. And then we hear about things like Corey Feldman, and also the other Corey that died. Remember, River Phoenix also died from a drug overdose, and to my knowledge, there was a lot of things that were going on with him, and he might have that might have been a ritual type of killing. But you hear things like that, and you wonder where are the parents. But a lot of times, the parents are getting down, getting coked up, high, having all kinds of orgy sex, and they leave the children there. And these are parents of these industry children. And they're leaving the children to their own devices to protect themselves, because the parents are all about that life. A lot of times these industry parents of these industry children just have their children go into it so they can live the lives that they desire, and they're utilizing their children as a catalyst to, you know, to live in that world, to be a part of that world. Say, oh, my child is so-and-so. I'm not saying you shouldn't reap the benefits of raising a child or doing hard work to allow a child to be successful in the industry, but the industry is full of snakes. The industry is not full of wonderful, happy, healthy people. It's full of pedophiles all over the place. A lot of the men there are old and, not a judgment, but not the most attractive in the industry. They always walking around. I look at rings. We'll get into that tonight. I won't talk about that too much on YouTube, but when I look at somebody, I look at their jewelry or their rings or bracelets. That's how I know who they're down with, which brotherhood they're repping for. That's the first thing I look for, but I just know about stuff like that. But anyway, tonight we're going to get into this conversation. Again, it's not something I necessarily want to, but I'm driven to talk about it because I want to support those who are coming out publicly about the abuses that they're going through, and we need to talk about the many regular children that are being abused sexually by family members and so on, and this has become systemic. Oh, sorry. Okay, sorry. So anyway, join me tonight on Aquarius Rising Ninth Gate. We're going to get on pedophilia. We're going to talk about Pizzagate. We're going to go in on the perverts in society. We're going to really dig it in, and we'll talk about Corey Feldman, his reason why he's coming out, and how he's being attacked all angles for speaking out publicly. And I really feel like, unfortunately, they've already put a target on him because of this. And, again, I don't like the criticism that he's getting from other industry people saying, why is he doing this? I mean, again, when you get older, I'm not the same person I was in my 20s. I'm not the same person I was in my teens. And as you become a parent, your advocacy changes. You become more advocates for children and your families. And especially if you knew you were victimized, a lot of times you want to talk and speak out for those who maybe can't even speak out because they're still getting a check from the industry. We talked about that. So anyway, family, join me tonight on Aquarius Rising Ninth Gate. We're going to get in on pedophilia, and if you've had occurrences, and this is a wonderful thing about this platform, you can call in anonymously and speak about what has happened to you. Maybe we can talk about some of the systemic issues of sexual assault and perversities in the communities, regular people and industry people. So I would appreciate, you can call in anonymously. You don't have to leave your name and talk about how it's affected you, how it's affected your family, how it's affected your sexuality. And I think this is something that would be very healing. And for those who are parents who don't know that their children could be victimized or are leaving their children in harm's way and not realizing it, this will be a wonderful platform to discuss this. So join me tonight. I'll be live on FB, Andromeda FleurBrun, C-Star, Andromeda C-Star FleurBrun on FB. I go live, and you can listen to me on Blogtalk. I'll put all the links up. I haven't made the show yet, but I'll just make the show, and I'll connect the link to this. So, 515-605-9881 is the call-in number. I finally remembered. 515-605-9881. You can call in tonight. Feel free, call in early, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern. You know the show. It's generally a 3-hour show. So again, 515-605-9881. And I'll connect the number.